everyone. Welcome to the Cynthia Linox Show. I am your host, Cynthia Linox, here again to remind you that this is the best season of your life. You know, I am so happy that I get a chance to come to you every Thursday, once a week, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, just to share and inspire personal development, that promotes growth through self discovery. Because this show, as you know, and the reason I do this, a lot of people run around trying to figure out what their purpose is. What is my purpose? What am I born to do? And and if I were to ask what my purpose is, this is my start. I have other dreams and goals and things to grow and things like that. But this is so fulfilling. The fact that I get to come to you every week, it inspires me, it encourages me, it motivates me because that is my desire. That is my desire to inspire you to self improvement so that you can live your best life. This show is all about you. This show is all about the self, unapologetically. And I know it's not for everyone, but that's okay. If what I share resonates with you, then great. As a matter of fact, I got a text from someone a few days ago, a couple of days ago, and it was really encouraging because this person said, um, and I know this person watches my show, and after they wanted my thoughts on something and so forth, and then they said, I am ready to get out there and mingle. I am okay at being the assertive one. Of course, there's some other personal things in there, but the point is, I that really encourages me because there are so many people that are afraid to live. Some people are afraid to die, but equally, there are people that are afraid to live. They're afraid to live with gusto and really get out there and be their true, authentic self. And sometimes you're a little wild and bodacious and just really adventurous and do things that are sometimes even unconventional, out of tradition, totally unrelated to the norm. But if it's something that you like to do, if it's a lifestyle that you enjoy, then I'm telling you, really, you only have one life alive. And it's now. And if you don't do that now, when? And it all starts with you. Growth through self discovery. And that's the beauty. That's why I like my show. The reason I like my show is because I have discovered the magic of self awareness. It's not even magic, it's just there. I have it, you have it. And I'm here to encourage you to really pause and think about yourself, the things you like, the things you don't like, to grow in confidence, self assertiveness, the ability to say no, the ability to respond to life situation with critical thinking skills, the ability to follow your intuition unapologetically. Don't give excuses. Don't apologize for being your authentic self. It is about you. It is about you discovering that magic that's within you, the power, the ability to be, to create the life that you want. It is your birthright. It is your birthright, my friend. Not only to know who you are, but to shed the shackles of an identity that probably does not belong to you in most cases. There was a report. There's a report on TV this morning about two influencers, two women. They are really influencers. They have a YouTube channel, and they have thousands of followers. And the whole idea about their show is, it's called, it's about, oh, navigating through life successfully. That's the whole thing, navigating through life successfully. And it seems like they've been on for a long time and so forth. And anyway, the report this morning was because they were both arrested and discovered there's been gross child abuse and so forth. So they both were given 30 years in prison for child abuse and so forth. I don't know the whole detail, but that's the whole idea. You can look it up. The point is this: here we are, two women, young women, sharing on a platform and telling us how to navigate through life successfully. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I think it's an honorable thing for you to share things that are working for you with others, especially knowing that people are out there struggling and so forth. But the thing is that when you listen to a show, even this show, you need to really capture that which resonates with you. And how do you know? Because I listen to podcasts and I watch shows and I watch videos and things of that nature. I read certain articles, certain documentation documents. I keep myself educated on the things that I'm interested in. Right now, I'm reading up on, this neuroscience thing to see how one's belief system affects their physical body. And I'm learning that through Dr. Vanessa. And it's really interesting because she's got, she's got a hold on this whole scientific truth. So anyway, that's kind of my interest at this point, because in talking with people, you realize how people are just really suffering mentally, emotionally, because of an identity they're in, a personality they're in that's not theirs, and they don't know how to get out. And in most cases, it's because they have been taught a certain thing all their lives, but it doesn't mean that it's truth, that it's the truth. It doesn't mean that because you've been taught this all your life, it's the truth. No, you're an adult now. It has to resonate with you. And if it's the truth, then you should not be suffering. You should not have emotional issues, depression, anxiety. You should not have any of that. But if you have a hint of doubt or fear or any kind of anxiety or uh, emotional issues, depression, then, my friend, you are not walking in your truth. Because when it's your truth, like when you listen to this program, if it doesn't resonate with you, then you have options. I'm not here for everyone, because my views are sometimes polemical, radical, because what I have done for my life is really ditch a lot of traditional stuff that doesn't work, that no longer work for me, no longer serve me now in my life, because I discovered the type of life I want to live, and it works for me. And that's what I encourage you to do. It has to work for you. This is all about you, because I'm telling you, my friend, once you're gone, you're gone. That's it. That is it. But while you're here, you weren't just born to work and pay bills. No, you were born to enjoy life. Like if somebody asked me, what is the purpose of your life? Mine starts with the fundamental definition is pleasure. And anything I do I want to have pleasure in it. Everything, my relationships, my connections, business, everything. Right here now, doing this show gives me pleasure, placer. I know that's out of tradition. People would say, well, what about helping people, whatever? Well, I'm helping you right now. I am helping you right now because it takes time and energy and effort and preparation and studying and um, all of that money because these broadcasts are not, it's not free. So I get pleasure from what I'm doing. And I'm encouraging you, whatever it is you want to do. Sometimes, some of you may say, well, I don't want to do anything. Well, as long as that works for you, then you're fine. There should be no guilt or feeling any kind of condemnation or judgment against yourself for wanting to do nothing. But if it's just to get out there and socialize with people and have a good time and have a glass of wine or go out to dinner, whatever it is, travel, whatever it is that you want to do, that is what you should do. Get rid of the bucket list. You don't need a bucket list. Do what you can now. And if that's going to I don't know, Great Escape, Disney World, Sea World, whatever, do what you can do now. Go to the trail, the walking trail. Whatever it is you want to do it now. And then you plan for bigger things because it's when you get started, like now, that's when things start to kick up. When you get started, my friend, it's all about you. It's all about you. Don't let life just pass you by. Don't allow time to just pass you by because you don't own it. You don't own time. Time is moving with or without you. And don't wait. Don't wait. Some people they wait, wait until I lose 50 pounds, 25 pounds. Don't wait. Love yourself just how you are and show up just how you are. Those that like you will stick around. Those that don't, they'll just, keep the door open. Keep the door open so that people can go through, in and out. Just keep the door open. My friend, it's all about you. It is all about you. And I'm going to come here every week reminding you that it is all about you. And the reason this is the best season of your life, it's because all that you have available to you. And if you were to pause and look around and just watch the news, listen to the radio, turn on your smartphone, there's just so much that can bring you down, that can make you sad, depressed, make you think, and then have you comparing yourself with other people or people that are less fortunate, or then you start worried about what people are going to say about you, what they're thinking about you. Let me tell you something, and this is something that I heard this week that I absolutely love. The people that are doing more than you are not the people that are criticizing you or judging you. When somebody is doing more than you, they are busy with their own stuff. So when you think about someone not liking you or judging you or criticizing you, think about what is that person doing. And in most cases, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So you keep treading along, doing your own thing. Why? Because you have a goal, you have purpose, you have dreams. You have a reason to get up every morning. You have a reason to live other than working and paying bills. No, you're adding gusto to your life. You're discovering that you can. Si se puede. You're discovering that magic within you. You're no longer thinking, oh, I don't have enough money. No, use what you have now and do what you can now. something that brings you joy and pleasure so that you can live your life and live it abundantly and enjoy it. I'm telling you, it's just, there's just so many things. And when we see all that's available to us, we see that, it's like we embody this whole universe. And, look, when I say universe, you can, whatever that means to you, God, creator, source, don't get all bent out of shape with me using universe, because that's what works for me. So you just, insert your little thing in there, God, source, creator, whatever works for you. Again, just listen, and you take what resonates with you. And if I'm not your cup of tea, then that's fine. Go get coffee. But just know that my whole purpose, my whole intent, my whole motivation is to come and inspire you to live your life and live it abundantly, to live your best life now. Don't put it off. Don't wait to see, okay, wait until I do this, or wait until the kids grow up, and wait until the kids are in school, or wait. Don't wait. Because life just, it just corre. It just goes by. When I look around and and you look at the earlier generations, the younger generation, you says, gosh, my gosh, I was there, a few years ago, a few decades ago. It's, but I don't regret. I have no regrets. Anything, if I were to, I say I have no regrets. I shared with you before that I spent many years in religion. And if I could do it over again, I would just skip those years, because, none that I look back, it's not something that I embrace now at all, none of it. So, but still, I don't regret it. But if I were to be able to change something, I obviously, if I knew what I know now, then my life would have been different. Yet, the life that I lived when I was, college years and all that kind of stuff, it was wonderful. So I have a lot of good memories of my own life. I've had good relationships, I've had good connections, good jobs, experiences in life that were not so pleasant, but I navigated through them with, just with the perspective that that is, it's gonna pass, it's gonna get better. And undoubtedly it did. Everything gets better. And now, I know how to, my mind, how to channel my mind and my thoughts and my emotions, my feelings, and things of that nature, and, attract the things to my life that I want. And my friend, that is what I desire for you. That's what you want. That's what you want. Forget what I desire, because, I don't know all of my audience. At some point, I want to build a community where people can come, where it's safe, and share and chat and things of that nature. I'm going to build that. It's in the works, but right now it's just me chatting with you. But people need a community where you can, where you feel safe to be able to express your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions without, fear of judgment or being criticized, or, people telling you can't do this and you can't do that. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can think it, you can do it. And there's nothing wrong. I don't go through life thinking good or bad, right or wrong. And somebody said, well, what about your morals? Morality is subjective, because what is okay for me here may not be okay in another country. You'll discover that quickly when you travel. And what's okay over there in some countries, it's definitely not okay here in the West. So morality is subjective. I just make sure I treat people with respect, kindness, and love and things of that nature. But I'm not a doormat either for anyone. I'll tell you no in a heartbeat. Absolutely, yeah. So, and I will call you out. But in most cases, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to have good relationships with people. But morality, that is totally subjective. That is totally subjective. And my friends around me know that, I am a great person to be around. And so are you. You must know that for yourself. You must know that, admit it, accept it, acknowledge it, recognize it. Why? Because you know you. You know you. You know you. So, my friend, I encourage you, wait no longer. Don't put things off. Don't wait until you get a raise. Don't wait until you lose the weight. Don't wait until things are perfect. Whatever it is that you want to do it now. Do it now. Present tense. Always think that you can do it now. And once you make a decision, you will see how things start to propel. Once you make a decision, because that's all life asks for. Make a decision. Your subconscious mind, that's all it's waiting for you to make a decision. And I know it comes with confidence. I got a thing from my a family member last this morning, and it's in Spanish, but she talks about not accepting or faking things that you're not in harmony with, things that you don't agree with. Um, Learn to reject or to say no to things that you do not agree with, and don't think that you have to be nice by being agreeable all the time, especially if you don't agree. And I said to her, I responded, I said, it's good to be conscious of this weakness or flaw, because she said that she tries very hard to um, to overcome that weakness. And I said that it's good that you're conscious of this weakness or flaw in your character. I said, and to be fully aware that being nice is a social construct. Absolutely. I don't have to be nice to anyone. Being nice is a social construct. Now, kindness is something that comes natural. You want to be kind to people, but I don't have to be nice to you. No, why? It's a social construct. So I said, being nice is a social construct. And I said, we don't have to be nice to anyone. To be kind is the civil expression to live in harmony within our society. I said, however, you should never compromise your own thoughts or your position on something to please others just because of fear or the thought of submitting to a thing or a claim or someone's views. I said, the bottom line is growing in confidence and self assertiveness. I said, that's the bottom line. Confidence is a learned skill, and that makes you assertive. That's what I wrote. Confidence is a learned skill. You don't have to agree with anyone just because you're nice or you think you have to be nice. You don't have to be nice. Being nice is a social construct. So I don't, if somebody, no, I don't have to be nice. I'll be kind. I show kindness all the time, every day. Go right ahead. It's funny. I went to the. It was, I think it was Monday. I was at the grocery store, and this guy, we both got a cart, and I'm going in, and he's just thring through, and I just paused, and I said, "Go right ahead, sir." He was so embarrassed. He said, "Oh, no, 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 please, you go ahead," because he realized, wait a minute, he's a man, and this gender thing, and I just said, because he was just trying to get ahead of me, and I'm like, "Go right ahead." It's a gesture of kindness. But he recapacitó, he just, reflected, and then he thought, oh no, wait a minute, no, no, no. And he says, no, man. He says, you please go right ahead. And I said, thank you. And I went right ahead. See, kindness for me comes naturally. And I would say that that's the focus, kindness. But to be nice, that wasn't me being nice. I was just being, I'm thinking, well, he's in a hurry, or have no manners, or no kind of social discipline, or anyway, the point is, he allowed me to go ahead of him, but he was going right there. He didn't pass me, in front of me, and so forth. So I said to her, I said, being nice is not, you don't have to be nice. That is a social construct. All of those things I got rid of. When I change, when I going through my own journey of self-discovery, that's a lot of the stuff that I got rid of. I got rid of a lot of stuff. I got rid of a lot of thinking of traditional values, and traditional holidays and cards and gift, and all of that. I just got rid of all of that. Why? Because I didn't want to be subject to society telling me what to do. Am I a rebel? Am I a rebel? You decide that for yourself. Who cares? I don't care. If it doesn't work for me, and that's why I feel free. And that's what it takes, my friend, for you to feel free. And you know what? When you take on that posture, when you take on that position, it frees you up to allow the people around you to be themselves. You become more aware that they also have a journey. Now, if you get an opportunity to encourage them, if you get an opportunity to motivate them, if you get an opportunity to inspire them, and in most cases, they will be inspired by your life, by the changes they see in your life. But then it frees you up, because that's part of your truth that sets you free. You are free not only to be, but you are free to let somebody else be themselves. It frees up your mind from the expectations. I expect him to do this. I expect him to do that. It frees you up. It frees you up, my friend. It gives you the freedom to just be, that you don't, you're not burdened with having to do this and having to do that, and to behave a certain way, and to to submit yourself to rules and laws, and why? Because you're no longer afraid. Afraid is a powerful motivator that will keep you stuck, because you're afraid to do stuff, to move along. It'll keep you stuck. Fear, false evidence appearing real, or however you want to use it as an acronym. It's just, fear is no bueno, but it will hold you back. It'll keep you back. You cannot afford fear in your life. You've got to get rid of fear. And anytime because fear shows up in different ways. And sometimes for me, it's like a thought. Oh gosh, it's a thought, obviously. And as a matter of fact, I think it was, yeah, sometimes earlier this week, I had to switch. I had to switch those files quickly. I had to switch files because what happened is that, your heart, it's just a thought, just, just a thought. And if you begin to build on it, whatever it is, having to do with you, your health, your family, your children, your spouse, your relative, your friends, if you don't get rid of it right away, you begin to build on it. You begin to build and build and build on it. And, suddenly you have this whole big problem that doesn't really exist. You have this big problem that doesn't really exist. A problem that you have created, shaped it, formed it, and then you file it. Then it stays in your mind. And as it stays in your computer drawer, it'll come up every now and then. Oh, remember this? Don't do this because, remember this, remember this, think about this. You can't do this because this. And it keeps coming up. That's why the moment you have a thought that produces fear or apprehension or things that you're not sure of and it causes fear, you need to get rid of it. And that's where critical thinking skills come in. You process it, you analyze it, and then you draw a conclusion. Does this make sense? Why am I fearing? Why am I, what if it turns out to be so positive? What if, what if? You have to get rid of it right away. Get rid of it. The moment it comes in your mind, get rid of it. And you almost wonder, is like, where do these thoughts come from? Because fear is all around. There are lots of reasons to be afraid, but you have to decide that. You decide if it's necessary. Because sometimes we build things and we anticipate things that do not exist. We create it. And the same way, the same ability and power and magic that you have to create something negative, you can take that same energy to create something that's positive. But you have to make it a habit. You have to keep doing it, doing it, doing it. You have to make it a habit. Repetition. And if you have, I don't have those thoughts frequently simply because I've trained my mind to get rid of them. But they do show up. Or sometimes I will be listening to something or looking at something or reading something and whatever, and you just have to get rid of the fear because it'll hold you back. When you are afraid, like if you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to meet people and really enjoy life, and what kind of impression am I going to project and so forth. If you have all those thoughts, you have to consider your worth, because when you know your worth of yourself shape your thoughts of yourself. Why would someone not like you? Why would someone not enjoy your company? After all, you're funny, or you respond to jokes, or you're fun to be with. You have good conversation. You're adventurous. Why would someone not want to be with you? People want to be with you. Absolutely. And you'll attract those people. You'll find those people. You have to be clear about your self-worth. You have to be clear about who you are. You have to be clear. And that's why when I say this show is about the self, it is about you. That is serious. That is true. It is about you. And you need to, navigate through life thinking about yourself. Because, when you are confident about who you are, and when you regard yourself in high esteem, then you don't, you know, you look at other people with the same, projection. And there's no need to be jealous, envious, or be competitive with other people. I have people that I know right now. I think I've shared this before. I have someone that's very, very wealthy, and they want to get me involved in that whole financial thing. That's not my thing. Now, saving, allocating money, investing, and things of that nature, I agree with all that. But to go into an organization to just make money, that's not how I am made up. I love this. I love this. I love to come before you and say, look, do what works for you. I enjoy this. So it's not even that you can motivate me by, for money, to leave this, leave what I like, leave what I absolutely enjoy, that brings me happiness, to go do something just to make money, something I don't enjoy. Yeah, I enjoy making money, but not, no, that I've passed. I've spent many years in corporate America, many amazing years in corporate America. Now it's something else. And regardless of what you are doing, whether you are sitting behind a desk or you are running around in a hospital as a as a physician or nurse or an aide or an assistant, or if you are a barista, serving delicious coffees, or if you are a bartender serving and mixing up great drinks, or if you are building beautiful homes for people like, that like beautiful homes, or if you are in a store helping people put outfits together as a salesperson, whatever it is that you are doing, know who you are and enjoy what you're doing now. When I say enjoy, because, sometimes you're doing something that you don't really like, but really just change your perspective a little bit so that you can go to work happy. Be happy that you have a job, you're not unemployed, and be happy that you're healthy to be able to go to work, and be happy that you have the smarts, the mental acuity to make decisions. Just choose a different perspective until you come into a place where you love what you do. But it's all about you, my friend. It is all about you and your pleasure in life, because you are not born to just work and pay bills and die. That is not what your life is set out to be. But you have to know that. You have to know that. And I'm here to remind you, you don't need like to go outside of yourself. And if you're living a life that is based on, what people have told you or what people say or what you've been taught and things that nature, look, if you are happy and content and joyful and peaceful, then that's your bliss. If that's okay with you, then that's your bliss. But if there is something that is just, you just want a, you just want an opening, you just want clarity, clarity, so that you can tread along and be your true, authentic self. And whatever it is that may be, just gnawing at you, just, just there. Sometimes, the people around us, can be such a, um, they can be an encouragement, but sometimes they can be a hindrance, because in most cases we don't want to do things that will hurt someone else. So you need to process all of that again through critical thinking. And while you're at it, make sure that you are moving in emotional intelligence. This way, you know the emotions, you understand your own emotions and the emotions of those that are around you, the people that mean something to you. When I talk about living a meaningful life, it's not just, oh, just meaning. No, it means meaningful, that there is meaning to it. And if you're one of those people that are concerned about, oh, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? What am I created to do? Don't you come into it. Don't spend time thinking about what it is. Spend your time enjoying life, enjoying your surroundings, enjoying yourself, being happy with who you are, knowing your worth, your value, and what you contribute to your relationships, your connections, your job, your business. Know those things. And if you can kick it up a notch, then you kick it up a notch. We can always, self improvement is always there, but it has to be growth through self discovery, self awareness. It is self awareness. You have to be aware of who you are, aware of who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you accept, what you won't accept, the things you agree with, the things you don't agree with. Some people want you to think and believe like they do. And I I have a mind of my own. And so should you. And exercise your own. And if I don't have an opinion on something, yeah, I listen. I listen because I set myself up to learn. And I encourage you to do the same. But the whole thing about listening and reading and hearing is the ability to process that information. Process the information that you have learned or heard or read. Process it. And it has to make sense to you. And it has to work for you. The whole thing is, living a life that is, living a life that is happy, pleasurable, and enjoy it. And some people will say, well, all you think about is pleasure. Yeah, yes. That's all I think about. Anything that I choose to do, I think that it's going to turn out well. And that brings me joy, brings me pleasure. Some people may not agree, but that's not my business. Shouldn't be yours either. Otherwise, you grow just trying to please people and appease to their whims. And they want you to be this way and they want you to be that way, and they're afraid of this and they're afraid of that, and you live in a frenzy. No, it's to be confident and assertive and to know who you are, to know your worth, to know your value, to become aware of your strengths. I don't say weaknesses, but things that we need to improve, areas of growth that we need, areas of development that we could use. And you allow yourself to grow, to develop, to improve, to get better every day. But make that be a personal task. Make that be something that you want to do for you. It's all about you, my friend. And you've got to think of that unapologetically. Doesn't mean you don't love and respect your family, but unless you come to know who you are, you will always be trying to please others, become a people pleaser. Even your kids, even your kids. I know some young mothers right now that are, dealing with teenage children, and I shared with them, you're not their friend, you're their parent. You can have friendly conversations, but you're not their friend. Because when you become somebody's friend, then you would want them to like you. And if you have to set rules, they're not going to like you. So you need to know your position as a parent, as a mom or as a dad. I am not your friend. I'm your mother or I'm your father. And it's that simple. Like if you want to tell me things and, of course, have a good relationship where we can talk and things of that nature, and you can, confide in me and tell me things, that's fine. But I'm not your friend. This way, when you have to set boundaries, you can set it with confidence because you know and they know that you are the parent. You are there to guide and to protect until they become an adult. Then they can have their own journey of self discovery. They can start that now as long as they understand the boundaries, as long as they understand that you are the parent, then they can develop, and it's really interesting because I know some families also that are raising their children in such a way with an open mind. And these kids are brilliant, they're smart, and they're discovering who they are and the things that they like. And it's just so wonderful because they refrain from imposing a lot of stuff, a lot of rules and laws into their kids, and allowing their kids to be able to think on their own. And then when the kids come and they say, "What do you think about this, mom?" Or "What do you think about this, dad?" And so forth. And you see where they're headed. One particular family, the child is involved in science. Enjoys science and discovering things, and it's just fascinating. When you know this, it's just where you can not only apply it to yourself, but also guide your kids when they're small so that they can start thinking critically. When they come and they have a question, okay, so what do you think about this? Or would that work? Or does that make sense? Or how do you see it? And you ask them questions and you develop their minds to be able to think with reason, to be able to analyze things and navigate through life with a mind that can think critically and not just go along to get along. Amigos, this is fascinating. The study of your own self, the discovery of your own magic, your own power, your own abilities to discover who you are, the magnificent creative being that you are. To discover that. And once you know that, once you know who you are, you can listen to and read and hear and see different things, and you know who you are. So you will know if you are going to accept that as truth, if it resonates with you. But if it doesn't, it's like, people come and they share all kinds of stuff with me and things of that nature. And I said, no, I'm not interested in that. It's that simple. It's that simple. You respect other people's views, their ideas, their take on things, but it doesn't mean you have to agree. And certainly you don't have to be nice to be agreeable with someone else. No. You have a mind of your own, and you can think for yourself and make decisions for yourself based on your own individual makeup, based on your own personality, and based on the identity that is yours, your true, authentic self, and not an identity that's been imposed upon you by someone else's views, someone else's claim. That's why when people show up with conspiracy theories and all these claims, those are claims. And there's nothing that irks me more than when somebody comes to you and they're not sure of something. They believe it, but they're not sure, and then they try to sell you that belief system, a limiting belief system. They believe something, they're not sure. So even if you ask questions or challenge whatever belief it may be, whatever they believe in or whatever, you know, no, no, that doesn't even make any sense. If you're not sure, why would you want to sell me that? If you're not sure, whether it's, I don't know, science, finances, or whatever, if you're not sure how it works, if you cannot give an account, then why would you want to? And not only why would you want to sell me that, why would you think that I would buy that or believe that if you're not even sure? No. And those are things that I came up with, in my journey of self-discovery, self-awareness. Wait a minute, I don't have to. No, 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 no. And as I say, it must work. It has to work for you. And if it's not working, then it's not your truth. And with that, my friend, if it's not working, it is not your truth. Because only your truth, the truth that you discover about you, becomes your truth. That's the truth that will set you free, give you liberty to live a life of gusto and of pleasure and live it unapologetically. Don't give excuses, don't apologize, don't shy away from anything. You live and enjoy your life unapologetically. Every Thursday, we have a date, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you can't make it 2 p.m. Central Standard Time every Thursday, I am online 24/7, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Look at the little icons there. And you'll be able to tune in and be inspired, think about your personal growth through self discovery, because that's the whole thing. Through self discovery, not me telling you what to do, but you discovering what works for you. That's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this whole mindset, is what you discovering what works for you. Because what works for you is equally valuable as to me discovering what works for me. I'm just reminding you that this is the best season of your life. And with that, amigo, I'm going to say au revoir. I'm going to say tata. Hasta luego. Hasta la próxima semana. Um, Feel free to drop me a note. Go to my website, thecynthialinoxshow.com, and scroll to the bottom, and you can drop me an email if you have a question or anything that you would like me to share. I'll be more than happy to. And if you have any questions, I'm also a life coach. So if you have any questions, again, drop me a note and we can chat. There is always a 15-30 minute consultation before we engage in any kind of coaching and things of that nature. But in the meantime, just know who you are and live your life unapologetically. Hasta la próxima semana. Au revoir. Ciao. Bye bye. Tata. Saluto.